Good afternoon. I am Janet Spriggs, President of Forsyth Technical Community College. I am honored to welcome you virtually to the fall induction ceremony of the Phi Theta Kappa Alpha Mu Rho chapter at Forsyth Tech. To the inductees, family members, and chapter members online with us today, this is a very special occasion for all of us to recognize and celebrate the many outstanding members of Phi Theta Kappa at Forsyth Tech. And it is also a time for us to recognize and celebrate your advisor, Kismet Lofton Bell. Kismet is here to help you succeed and to help the chapter succeed. This past year, the chapter was named a 2020 Reach Reward chapter for successfully receiving a 23.9% increase in chapter growth in 2019. And Kismet has plans to grow this chapter even further. Kismet received the Paragon Award for New Advisors, and she was named to the Carolinas Region Advisory Board. What a job well done. When you see Kismet, please join me in congratulating her. And thank you, Kismet, for your hard work for our students and our Phi Theta Kappa members. While this year has been marked by significant world events, including a global pandemic, you have not stopped moving forward. I want to start by congratulating all of you on your scholarly achievements, your courage, and your strength to go the distance with your studies when it was probably harder this year than any other year in the past. All of you are committed to serving Phi Theta Kappa, the official honor society for two-year colleges. As new inductees accept the pillars of Phi Theta Kappa, which are scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship, I would like to emphasize the value and importance these four pillars will be to you both now and for your future. First, scholarship. Your academic achievements make a difference not only in class and for your grade point average, but also as a member of PTK, you will be encouraged and supported in your studies, and you will have numerous scholarship opportunities. Last year, our fellow Phi Theta Kappa members, Tamelia, Orlana, and My Fan, were awarded scholarships through PTK. The second pillar is leadership. Developing leadership skills is one of the most essential competencies you will need as you move further into education, into your career, and as you become an even stronger contributing member of your community. Now more than ever, we encourage you to become leaders in our community. As a member of Phi Theta Kappa, you will develop your leadership potential. Fellow PTK member Paulina Solis Page developed her leadership potential and was elected as the 2020-2021 North Carolina Regional Vice President of PTK. The third pillar is service. As a member of Phi Theta Kappa, you will be challenged to carry out acts of service, both on campus and throughout our community. I believe all of us can do acts of service. However small your act of service is, I believe it will make our world better and you will make a difference. While these three pillars, scholarship, leadership, and service, can be gained through classroom work, there is something special when you can connect with your peers in fellowship, the fourth pillar, to grow, to learn from one another, and to have fun. Phi Theta Kappa is an introduction to new friends and a wide network of connections. Many of you know that I grew up on a tobacco farm right here in North Carolina. I grew up poor, but with a family who loved me so very much. I didn't know how to support my educational goals, and neither did my family. But I was a community college student, and even though I had no idea at the time that I would one day become a community college president, I did see a path for myself, a pathway forward that allowed me to one day realize this dream. It was a different path than my past, a pathway to my future. I looked toward that future with hope and opportunity. I wanted to grow, to learn, to develop scholarship, leadership, and service talents and skills. Learning from my experience, I encourage you to create your pathway to your dreams. I encourage you to dream big and to imagine without boundaries what your future can look like. And I encourage you to work hard to make your dreams a reality and to get what you want from your life. Make your life what you dream it can be. I have confidence that you are ready for the challenge. And I want you to remember that Forsyth Tech is dedicated to being a catalyst for equitable economic mobility, empowering lives, and transforming communities. As you begin your journey in Phi Theta Kappa, I hope the experience will help empower your lives, and in return, you will help transform our communities. Take advantage of all the benefits of membership in the chapter and in the Phi Theta Kappa organization at large. Your investment will gain invaluable skills for your future. As is always my preference, I want to leave you with a quote. This is from one of my favorite leadership gurus and authors, Simon Sinek. Simon says, "Leadership is not a journey to rise in the ranks. It is a journey to help those around us rise." To the inductees of Phi Theta Kappa, make it your journey to help each other rise. As you join this amazing chapter and you begin a new chapter in your life, remember the 4 pillars. Strive for your dreams, work hard, never give up, and depend on Forsyth Tech to always be there for you. Congratulations, new members of Phi Theta Kappa. We are Forsyth Tech proud of all of you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mason Sawyer, and I'm the Vice President of Student Success Services here at Forsyth Tech. And I'm very honored to be able to have the opportunity to share some thoughts with you this evening. To start, I will say that I'm sure you did not envision having your induction ceremony to be held in this virtual format, and that you would have had to go through all the things and make all the adjustments you've had to over the past 3 to 4 months. Some would probably say that this is the worst time to have any kind of celebration, an induction ceremony, a graduation, or even a birthday. However, I would argue that this is exactly the perfect time. Sure, you're not able to have some of the same face-to-face interactions and largely attended events with lots of food and music, but what this pandemic has taught us is that we will not stop. What you have shown us is that you will not stop. We have learned a new way of doing what needs to be done, and students like yourself are the exact right leaders that we need right now. You did not let a pandemic, remote learning, or stay-at-home order slow you down. You persevered through this time and continued it with the same level of excellence regardless of the learning platform. I applaud you for your tenacity. I applaud you for being flexible. I applaud you for your resiliency. This same tenacity, flexibility, and resiliency are what is going to carry you forward in your future work as leaders here in this world, no matter what job or role you have or will have. We need you, and you are being inducted into this time-honored academic tradition at exactly the right time. Use your skills and your connections to this organization to make this world a better place. And just like you did over the past few months, don't stop. So, inductees, on behalf of the Student Success Services Division, I say congratulations and I wish you much success.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations. I'm so excited to be with you today. My name is Susan Edwards, and I work with Phi Theta Kappa's Student Engagement Team as the Associate Vice President of Honors Programming and Undergraduate Research. And I'm really excited to celebrate with you today. Congratulations again on your academic achievement and for selecting to become a member of Phi Theta Kappa. We are so happy to have you as part of our Phi Theta Kappa family. So I've been thinking about leadership in uncertain times lately, because we certainly are living in maybe the weirdest year of any of our lives, and we need leaders. We definitely need you. We need to have everybody step up and think about leadership and really hone their skills. Phi Theta Kappa helps you do that. And when I'm thinking about leadership in uncertain times, I'm thinking about three different qualities that aren't necessarily qualities that you see in typical leadership texts, but I think in uncertain times they're really important. The first one is that leaders should be critical thinkers. As Abigail Adams, the second First Lady of the United States, said, learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence. It takes effort to be a critical thinker. I'm guessing that many of you are already critical thinkers, maybe all of you are critical thinkers, but it's really easy in uncertain times, and it's really easy in today's world with all the social media and television stations and radio and the things we listen to where we get our news and we listen to ideas. So often we can just listen to things that support what we already believe. Leaders need to go beyond that with that ardor and diligence that Abigail Adams talked about. You need to think about things that come from varied viewpoints, maybe ideas from people who you don't necessarily share ideas, or points of view. News outlets, I always like to recommend The Week, which is a magazine online that looks at newspapers from around the country, looks at similar issues and the ways that different people think about the issue, and you can get a lot of interesting ideas from that. And then there's worldpress.org, which does the same thing for the world press. And it's all in English, it's been translated, but you get a sense of how issues really translate for the rest of the world. But it's also important for leaders in uncertain times. It certainly is to read, but also to listen to people. We go through and just went through an election where people had really different ideas about issues and about who should win and about the outcome of the election. And it's really important to at least understand what other people believe and what they think, that strong leaders listen because they can grow from that, and because you make the best decisions when you're getting people with different viewpoints who are talking with you. I like what former President Barack Obama wrote in his new memoir, The Promised Land. He wrote that leaders really need to marry passion with reason. That's what critical thinking is all about. You all have something you're passionate about, we all do, but we want to make sure that we have the facts, that we have ideas, that we've listened to a variety of viewpoints when we're making our decisions and our choices as leaders. And so if you consider that reason's important, that critical thinking is important, that's the first characteristic of leaders in uncertain times that I would argue is really important for us to consider. The next one is really about working together, that none of us really wants to be alone or wants to work alone or can accomplish great things by ourselves. Everybody, even when you're doing something as a solo artist, you have people who've supported you, who really have helped you attain your goals or help you attain beyond your goals. All of you today who are part of Phi Theta Kappa now or becoming Phi Theta Kappa members have people who helped you with your academic careers. It might have been your parents, it might have been siblings, teachers, mentors of other kinds. None of us do it alone. I love this quote by H.E. Luckock, who is a 19th century minister. He said, "No one whistles a symphony by himself or herself. It takes a whole orchestra to play it." So that goes along with critical thinking. That's why, as a leader in uncertain times, getting others' viewpoints is really important. Getting people to help you. We all have strengths. We all have things that we can do better. And so when we pull those strengths and we really help each other and lift each other up, we're going to get great things done. And so I encourage you to whistle the symphony, but to whistle it with other people. It's very important, not just to your critical thinking, but just to getting things done. And in Phi Theta Kappa, we have some really great opportunities for you to get involved. And so we hope that you'll consider part of that with your chapter and pulling together. And I'll give you an example that's related to your chapter. Kismet Lofton-Bell, your professor and advisor for the chapter, is part of Phi Theta Kappa's International Honors Program Council, and she's wonderful on it. And the Honors Program Council is an example of nobody being able to whistle that symphony alone, of working together to achieve things that none of us could individually achieve by ourselves. We come together, we're a group of 11 people, we come together with different viewpoints, different ideas, different passions, and we bring our ideas together, we talk them through, we argue a little bit sometimes, and we come up with Phi Theta Kappa's biennial honor study topic. That topic right now is to the 7th generation, inheritance and legacy. It's a stronger topic because we came together, we worked together, we brought our ideas together, and we listened to one another. And I encourage you as leaders in uncertain times to do the same thing. And finally, with critical thinking and with working together and really being part of a team that achieves things, I like this quote by J.M. Barrie, that be kinder than necessary, because everyone you meet is fighting some kind of battle. I think in uncertain times, it's always important to be kind. Kindness matters. But in uncertain times, I think kindness is especially important, because you may never know that someone's fighting that battle. You may never hear about it. You may never certainly see it explicitly. But all of us go through things in uncertain times. And leaders really have the opportunity to be kind. It doesn't mean that you say yes to everything, that you never say no, that you never have to deliver bad news. All of those things can happen, but they can all be done with kindness, with helping other people you're speaking with and you're interacting with maintain their dignity and their pride, even when you're delivering bad news. And you never know when that kindness can make a difference to somebody. So as a leader in uncertain times, I encourage you to be kind. There's a saying with Reiki masters. They say that, just for today, I'm going to be kind. It's part of a much longer saying, but you can think about that. Sometimes it's difficult to be kind, and sometimes people can treat us without that kindness, and it's important to be kind back if you're going to be a great leader in uncertain times. So sometimes you take it that day by day, just for today, I'm going to be kind to people. So critical thinking, thinking beyond yourselves, considering other people's points of view, really studying so that you are marrying that passion with reason, as Barack Obama has told us to do, and thinking that you work together to make sure that you are stronger, that your decisions are stronger, that you can achieve more when you're achieving it together, and then being kinder than necessary, because everybody is dealing with something. Those are qualities that I would argue are really important in uncertain times. I hope the uncertain times don't last, of course. So I'll say that I hope you have a wonderful end of 2020, and here's to a wonderful 2021 in which things maybe go back to normal or better than normal, which would be nice. And finally, here's to you. I applaud you again for choosing to become members of Phi Theta Kappa. I applaud your academic achievements. Well done. Congratulations. And I'm so honored to have been part of your induction.
Hi everyone, my name is Mariah Mayhew, your International Vice President of Division 4. I'm so excited to be here with you all on Induction Day. When I was 7 years old, I was told that I probably wouldn't succeed in school. My parents were told by medical professionals that I would likely always need an IEP or 504 plan just to get through high school. College was never even mentioned. I was told all of this after I was diagnosed with 2 different forms of epilepsy, which is a brain disorder. A seizure is like an electrical storm in your brain that causes neurons to misfire. Many people think of it as your brain short-circuiting. While many people think of seizures as passing out or even convulsing, there are over 40 different types of seizures, and none of them look the same. In 70% of cases, the cause for epilepsy is unknown, and that was the case with me. I primarily battled absence seizures, which are staring spells that often go undiagnosed because adults simply think children aren't paying attention. EEGs, medications, hospital stays, and more became a part of my regular routine. I never saw my sister or any of my classmates or friends face similar problems, so I felt alone. I never heard the word epilepsy outside of a hospital setting. I felt different and scared, so I hid my condition from everyone I knew. I didn't want to be viewed as the sick kid, or have anyone treat me differently or take pity on me. I was embarrassed that I had to have special help from doctors just to be a normal kid. But even at an early age, I wouldn't accept "you can't" as a final answer. I worked hard in school, harder than anyone knew. My mom would sit with me for hours on end, going over lesson plans, time and time again until I understood. I did school in the hospital. I can even remember begging my parents to let me do homework just after recovering from a seizure. As a result of my hard work, I not only graduated high school, but I graduated with highest honors. My tenacity stayed with me throughout college and paid off when I was invited to join Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. When I joined, I didn't know I would find a second family. The recognition was just the cherry on top. It was at my community college that everything changed for me. During one of my English classes, we were assigned to write a 10-page research paper on a subject that interested us but that we knew little about. At that point, I had lived with epilepsy for 10 years, and I knew almost nothing about my own condition. That seemed wrong, so I decided to write my research paper on childhood epilepsy. The results of my research paper blew me away. I was not alone. 1 in 26 people have epilepsy, and children often grow up feeling alone and different. Children often face low self-esteem and battle mental health illnesses. Worse, young adults with epilepsy are 50% more likely to commit suicide than their neurotypical peers. My heart broke as I dove deeper and deeper into research, and I became determined to do something about it. Admitting to the world that I have epilepsy is one of the scariest things I've ever done and continue to do. But if I can give hope to someone battling epilepsy or a parent who is worried for their child's future, it's worth it. I barely knew where to begin after keeping quiet for 10 years, but I had to start somewhere. In honor of the fact that 1 in 26 people have epilepsy, I decided to do a 26-day-long event to raise awareness in my community. One of the events I wanted to host was a children's event at my local library. Growing up, I attended multiple educational events at the library, and I thought it would be an amazing chance to educate children about epilepsy. I started researching children's books about absence epilepsy because this form of epilepsy is one of the most common in children, and I can speak personally to it. The problem was, there wasn't any. I combed through dozens of pages on multiple different websites, sure that someone, somewhere, had published a book about absence epilepsy, but there wasn't one. Nearly every book focused on one type of seizure, tonic-clonic, even though there's, as I said, 40 different types. To top it off, almost every main character was a white little boy. Where were the girls? And moreover, where were the girls of different ethnicities? I felt extremely frustrated as I started to examine literature and media further. It was no wonder children and even adults feel so alone. Epilepsy is still incredibly stigmatized in Western culture, to the point that it often becomes the punchline to a joke when it's portrayed on screen. Children rarely see neurodiverse characters they can relate to in books or movies, which is incredibly damaging to their self-esteem. Since children don't have access to travel, the internet, and other ways to find out that they are, in fact, normal, characters are one of the best ways to impress this upon them. This also allows neurotypical children to learn that not everyone is exactly like them, and to not be afraid of difference. I fueled my frustration into making a change. I decided I would write a children's book about absence epilepsy, featuring a little girl of color. My sister provided the illustrations, and in December of 2019, Mimi, a story about absence seizures, was published. I never expected it to extend further than that, until I got a call in early January 2020 from the former president of Paramount Pictures and former head of production at Walt Disney Studios. He called to invite me, on a full scholarship, to attend a writer's retreat in February, to be mentored by some of the top people in the media and writing industry. Needless to say, I was blown away and accepted on the spot. I felt like I was dreaming. I didn't think that my small, personal project would have meant anything to anyone, except me and maybe some other people in my community. This proves that if you do something for the right reasons, the right people are going to take notice. It was through my chapter in Phi Theta Kappa that I had the confidence and courage to recognize a problem in our world and do something about it. You're about to join a community of change makers who are as passionate as you are about fueling change and coming up with solutions. Like me, I know some of you never thought you'd be here. Whether it was in middle school, high school, or maybe even your first attempt in college. Somewhere along the line, you or someone else might have told you that you can't do it. But you didn't accept that from yourself or anyone else. You decided to keep trying. You knew that no matter how hard it was, you knew that your education was worth fighting for. Now you're about to step into another chapter and join a family of scholars who will always encourage you and cheer you on every step of the way, no matter what your goals are. While I've openly shared my journey with epilepsy with you all today, I never would have been able to do that 2 years ago. I was too ashamed and embarrassed by my condition to speak openly about it. I wanted so desperately to blend in and be normal that I didn't realize that there was no such thing as normal. It was only through my college, Pikes Peak Community College, and my chapter, Alpha Gamma Alpha, my year as serving as a chapter officer, that I finally found my voice to become an epilepsy advocate, to start loving who I am, and most importantly, celebrating my differences. PTK has been an unforgettable experience. It helped to transform me from a girl desperate to be normal to a woman with confidence who loves every piece of herself. As my chapter advisor says, membership to PTK is like a gym membership. The more you use it, the more it will benefit you. I am so excited to see each and every one of you grow as active PTK members who are going to change the world. Thank you so much for inviting me here, and I'm so excited for each and every one of you. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me or any of your other international officers, because we're here to cheer you on every step of the way as well. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the induction ceremony that will change your life for the better. My name is Paulina Solis Page, and for those of you who don't know me, I am the Vice President of Leadership for the Alpha Miro chapter and also the North Carolina Regional Vice President for PTK. I'm an international student from Honduras that came to the United States almost 2 years ago. Why didn't I go to college in Honduras, you may ask? Well, unfortunately, Honduras is a third world and very corrupt country, and education is not a priority for my government. So I knew that if I wanted to have more opportunities, I needed to pursue a career, a higher education somewhere else, and that somewhere else ended up being Forsyth Tech. After my first semester was over, I got an email from PTK inviting me to be part of an honor society. At first, I was very skeptical because I thought this is too good to be true, like $80 for unlimited scholarships. Wow, that I just couldn't believe it. But I decided to go for it, and it has been the best decision I've ever made. Shortly after my induction ceremony, I became vice president of leadership, and in my third semester, I ran for North Carolina regional vice president, and I won. Being a PTK member comes with a lot of benefits than just scholarships. PTK offers leadership opportunities in 3 levels. You can serve as an officer in your chapter, like me, with positions as president, VP of leadership, VP of scholarship, service, etc. Another option is being a regional officer, also like I am, or a committee chairperson. A community chairperson is a member that can be appointed to be a leader of any given project. When you serve as a regional officer, you have the opportunity to serve your region, and you have responsibilities such as the service project, Honors Institute, and you can help plan events and conventions. Last but not least, running for international office is the highest leadership position you can have in PTK as a student. Holding a leadership position will help you grow in ways you can't imagine and boost your resume and transfer to a 4-year institution. Your PTK membership also has academic benefits in the following areas: scholarship, access to PTK Edge, PTK Connect, initiatives, Learn to Lead, and Get Published. PTK offers scholarships for associate's degree, bachelor's degree, and graduate school. So currently, you're eligible to apply for an associate's degree scholarship. Then we have PTK Edge, that is made up of 4 professional development self-paced courses. We have Transfer Edge, Competitive Edge, Employment Edge, and Research Edge. Also, as a student, you can get published in Civic Scholar and Nota Bene. A Civic Scholar is a journal that features research and community engagement by community college students. On the other hand, we have Nota Bene, which publishes writing in 5 genres: poetry, personal essay, short stories, research papers, and plays. This is a competition that is currently open till spring of 2021, and approximately 25 students get published. The author of the most outstanding entry receives a $1,000 scholarship award. Again, last but not least, when you graduate Forsyth Tech, you will have the right to wear PTK regalia that includes honors cord, honors tassel, and honor stole, but still at your college's discretion. My experience as an active member of PTK is one that I wouldn't change for the world. It has allowed me to meet new people and grow personally, but also academically. So I encourage you guys all to consider being an active member of PTK. We would love to have you guys in our chapter. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or Ms. Kismet, and we will be happy to help you and answer your questions. Thank you all, and welcome to PTK.